I think, you're on the pitch and you're trying to lead a team. So in the business world, it was something, first of all, that when I left an organization I was working with, I'd done my master's in organizational psychology, and I started looking at things differently. And for me, the biggest bottleneck in a business was this player coach role. This was something I kind of looked at, where one, if they got it right. So if you think, an experienced salesperson or a project manager or a subject matter expert have been recognized for their skill set. And because of that, we say, you know what, we would like you to step into a management role and now lead the team, who were your peers, by the way, yesterday. Now you're right, responsible for them. That's quite a shift.
It is.
So that's kind of the player coach in business.
Yeah.
What we see is it's business owners, small business owners who are very skilled at what they do, and they've never had any formal training. They've all of a sudden they've got really enthusiastic about growing their business, and they've hired people, and they're like, oh, now I have to lead and manage and coach and do these things.
And I'm not prepared for that. It makes me think of emotional intelligence versus social intelligence, because a lot of times, right, emotional intelligence is about self-awareness, self-regulation, and self-leadership. So you have these really talented people and you go, wow, we're going to give you a team, but it's a whole different skill set, right?
Yeah.
The leading a team requires social intelligence, which is about empathy and what to do with an emotion when it shows up, and how to tune into what people need and what motivates them. And that's a completely different skill set. It happens all the time where people get put into a role of leader or director of a team and they fail miserably, but they are high performers.
Yeah. And we expect them to hit the ground running. We expect, and this doesn't stop. I mean, again, without digressing from the player coach role, but the CEO who's become CEO for the first time isn't going to make a great CEO just because they were a great sales director the week before, right? Your local politician who becomes prime minister doesn't hit the ground running, and so we're not very tolerant of that, So there's something about these transitions. So for me, a small business that was looking to grow, a corporation that had this way, this model, if you like, of moving successful, through a meritocracy, successful salespeople into this management role, but still giving them a sales target. That made me really curious, because in the sports world, although I actually in 2006 I stepped in as player coach for Great Britain as an interim, and we won the gold medal that year.
Congratulations, by the way, for all your successes in the world of sports.
Yeah, and so it was great. We didn't win the playoff to go up, but we won the gold medal. But the players, the review was, yeah, great, but there was some cracks. And actually those cracks showed up the year later when we actually lost in the quarterfinal, and it was an awful experience for me. But because I wasn't aware, again, emotional intelligence, the social intelligence, to kind of be aware of that. I was just like, I just got to get the guys playing right way and the tactics right, and you're going to go here and you're going to go there and you're going to do this, and I was just I wasn't facilitating anyway. I was just trying to play my game and
get the job done. If you had to go back and do it again, what would you do different?
Well, I'd just be way more inclusive. I would the kind of ask, don't tell. I mean, at the time, by the way, the same year I'd been promoted into a management role at Yellow Pages. So I was in this kind of this senior kind of role, and I was a player coach at Yellow Pages, and I failed at that. I really didn't get it right, because I just thought, guys, I'm a top performer. This is the process. Do this, and you'll be amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, we know that just doesn't work, because it just really annoyed people.